Rounds 2 and 3 of the 2024 ABB FIA Formula E World Championship brings us back to Saudi Arabia. We're in Diriyah on the street circuit at the UNESCO World Heritage Site for rounds 2 and 3, the double in Diriyah. The track is very challenging as well. It is a total of 2.495 kilometres, a start and finish line offset here as well. From turn 5 all the way down to turn 14, it's almost like you're running a bobsleigh, single file downhill, very limited overtaking zones. The attack mode activations on the outside of turn 19. Turn 18 is the first corner on the track when the lights go out. It's going to be a very interesting EPrix here. 2 races under the lights. And season 10 kicked off in Mexico with Pascal Wehrlein taking the victory. It's a double here in Diriyah before a month break before Sao Paulo and Tokyo in March. April seasons with a double at Misano before going to Monte Carlo. Then it's the season rounds out with double headers. Berlin, then Shanghai, Portland and London rounds out. In the driver's standings, Pascal Wehrlein leads on 28 points. 10 back is Sebastian Werry, Nick Cassidy in third, followed by Gunther Evans, Vern Hughes, Van Dorn, Dennis and Nato, the last of the point scorers. In the team standings, it's Tag Heuer Porsche on 28, Duclair to Jaguar TCS Racing. Envision followed then by Maserati, DS Penske same points as Maserati, near McLaren and Andretti the last team with points. Hello everybody and welcome to the Diriyah EPrix. It is round 2 of the ABB FIA Formula E World Championship. It's our 10th season and it is once again our 6th visit here to Diriyah. Alongside me in the commentary box this weekend for race 1 is Jess Ball, and down in the pit lane is Josh T, who will be with us in the race 2 tomorrow. Hello Jess, welcome back to live action in JB Motorsports in 2024. Nice to have you back as well. Last year when you joined us in the commentary box in Berlin, it was an absolute barnstormer race. We should hopefully have the same here in Diriyah after Mexico didn't really deliver.
I hope so, but don't forget a new gen of cars this season, taking a while to get used to for some of the drivers, but I do hope they will be able to get used to it. I remember watching Diriyah last season, and that was a pretty good race as well, so I'm expecting the same things. Jean-Eric Verne did very well in qualifying to take pole position, and it'll be interesting to see if he can keep this up to a race win. Wehrlein won the first race, but could we see the man from pole position take the win here today in race 1? We'll have to wait and see.
Yeah, Wehrlein, who was our championship leader, starts in 6th position as well, not having the best opening performance of the dual segment. Josh T's in the pit lane for us as well. You can hear his voice echoing in the background, and if I play some very clever buttons, I might be able to press it and make him appear on the screen instead of Jess. Oh, I can. That works brilliantly. Hello, Josh. Welcome up. Getting ready for Formula E?
Yeah, hello everybody, and a bit of non-Formula E things, but I'm guessing you've seen that all F1 2024 car launch dates have been released, so that will definitely be interesting. But back to Formula E, round 2, we've got another race tomorrow, along with another practice and a qualifying a little bit earlier on in the day, and then straight into the 24 hours of Daytona, which will definitely be interesting, and all 24 hours covered here on JB Motorsports. But it should be a good race here in Diriyah. It always provides some sort of chaos.
Thanks, Josh. Jess back up in the box as well. I love how we can just switch them around now. It's so great. Hello, Jess. So you were watching qualifying, Jess, as well. It was an interesting position as well that we went into. Interesting that it was Verne versus Evans. Evans, who was the fastest across the weekend with a 1:11.992, was beaten in the duels by Verne on a 1:12.062. That works out because it's a different situation between them. But definitely, I think Evans has got the momentum to carry himself forward and maybe have an opportunity to get the race win here today.
Yeah, he's been looking very promising, and we've seen in practice as well. The times don't translate to where we would see them in the qualifying session as well. And my pick a winner for this race 1 that I predicted through the Grid Network. I haven't even done Daytona or WRC yet, but my race 1 pick a winner is Mitch Evans, because he usually goes well here sometimes, and usually the one who starts on pole sometimes win the race, sometimes not. So maybe this could be the race where Mitch Evans gets from the front row and wins the race as well. I think I remember Nick DeFries winning a few times here as well. Has Jake Dennis won before? I can't remember, but yeah, that's
Dennis hasn't won here, but he has won races.
Yeah, he has won races, obviously, but yeah, my pick a winner for race 1 is Mitch Evans. My pick a winner for race 2 is different, but I will tell that at the end.
Sounds good to me. Let's have a quick look at the start grid. We'll see this again later on in the race. But pole position to Jean-Eric Verne. Alongside him on the front row is Mitch Evans, and it's Jake Dennis and Sergio Sette Camara. Norman Nato starts 5th with Pascal Verlaine in 6th, and Nick Cassidy is 7th. Max Gunther 8th. Sam Bird is in 9th. And Jake Hughes rounding out the top 10 as well. All McLaren 5th row of the grid. Stoffel Van Dorn is in 11th, followed then by Robin Freins, Sebastian Boemi, Oliver Rowland, Sasha Fenestraz, Nico Muller, Lucas de Grassi, pretty much 2 by 2 at the back with the 2 Envisions, the 2 Nissans, the 2 App Cupras all together. Dan Ticktum in 18th, Eduardo Mortara in 19th, and then it's Antonio Felix da Costa in 20th, Johan Jeruvalas 21st, and Nick DeFries lines up 22nd on the grid. Okay, let's send it downstairs because JJ's got Karoon and Dario Franchitti back, and he's on the grid talking, and they're getting ready with Nicky Shields as well in the build-up to the race.
Goes on, but let's talk about another talented driver, shall we? Because Maserati will certainly be looking to continue their form here in Riyadh, but one driver that will be looking to kickstart his season is Sam Bird. Now with the new team, McLaren, the British driver gave a helping hand to our very own Nicky Shields, who got a little lost in the desert.
Why are you out here?
Let's not talk about that. Got a bit lost. Thought the bus might turn up.
Oh, God, why are you lying? Right, do you need a lift to the circuit?
Yes, please.
OK.
Oh, and we've got air conditioning.
We do have air conditioning.
Oh, how you doing, Sammy B? One of the Formula E OGs in the house. But you're now in papaya.
I am
it's
in
looking
papaya.
beautiful on you, very dashing.
Thank you very much, thank
Suits
you.
your complexion.
Thank
How is
you.
it going at McLaren?
Really good. I'm really happy within the team. It is a change. It's a change from going from a large manufacturer team to an independent team. But I'm certainly enjoying life at McLaren so far. We've only had one race, Mexico, which was challenging. But the aim for Mexico for me was to finish the race and learn, and I certainly did that.
So, do you think what you learnt in Mexico you can use here in Saudi? Although the track here in Diriyah is very different.
It is very different, but it is a track, Nikki, that I really enjoy driving. It is super fun, and it does help that I've done well here in the past.
What a performance from Sam Bird. And he's absolutely elated.
And how is your relationship with the sort of Jag team? I mean, you know, if you're walking past Mitch Evans in the queue for lunch...
Me and Mitch get on still super well.
Right.
Wait, Sam Bird! Survive, teammate! The two Jaguars collide! Bird hits Evans!
Not
the
again.
second time!
And it was Sam Bird who hit Evans.
So it wasn't so much the rivalry between the two of you.
Not at all. You're trying to get some information, Nikki.
Me?
Just trying to find
Just
out
listening to
what
Shields?
happened. Yeah. I have nothing bad to say about Jaguar. They wanted to go in a different direction, as did I at the end. And I'm very happy with where I am at Neon McLaren, let's put it that way.
Did that kind of re-energise you about Formula E?
Yeah.
Because, you know, when you've been in it for so long, like we have, sometimes things get a bit stale, get a bit boring.
At times, but, you know, I do have to remind myself that I'm here for a reason. I'm here because McLaren believe in me that I can do a solid job and bring home decent points for the team. I deserve to be here.
You absolutely do. And yeah, I mean, Sam, huge credit to you, you know. 11 wins and an amazing track record in Formula E.
Well, I think that that is a good place to finish, seeing as that I have got you to the circuit.
Well, your navigation, annoyingly, is better than mine. Thank you for being my knight in shining armour with
A
Peroxide Blonde
pleasure,
hair.
Nikki, a pleasure. Always lovely to see you and speak to you. So, yeah. But we are now at the circuit and I do have things to do. So if you don't mind, can you just get out of my car and leave me alone?
Fair enough. All right. Well, I was going to say good luck, but whatever. Thanks, Sam. Good luck.
Well, he's quite the character, isn't he, Sam Bird? Talk to me about Sam Bird, Karoon, because he's got all the confidence. You know, he's got some pedigree here
He's
as
come
well.
dressed up as a Six Backstreet Boy this weekend, hasn't he? Hasn't he got a bet with you about that?
There is a little bet going on. He did, you know, I texted him the other day, and I was like, you know what, best of luck, mate. Nice barnet, I don't mind it. And then he said to me, I'll tell you what, if I win, you've got to dye yours for Brazil, Sao
Oh,
Paulo.
how are you feeling? You're starting ninth.
I've calmed down a little bit. Let's be honest. But no,
Sorry.
as a driver, is he somebody that you think can really improve under McLaren?
Well, listen, he's been in this for 10 years now,
Yeah.
hasn't he? This is 10 seasons. So I think it's more the other way. Can he offer some experience to McLaren and help to push the whole program forward a bit because they're in their second season?
Yeah.
It's been a bit of a tricky start, hasn't it?
It has.
But, he's ahead of JQs. He's out-qualified him this time, which is always a good thing as a driver to start qualifying your teammate. Can they get in the top 6? Yes. Can they win today? I think it's going to be tough.
All right. Shall we go and find Nikki? She's with Adrian Brody.
I am indeed. We're down here at the front of the grid with an Academy Award winner, Adrian Brody. Always a pleasure to see you here at Formula E. And you got a little bit of, excitement on this track earlier in the weekend. Tell us more.
I think it's only fitting. This is like an electrifying time. We're here. It's like you can really feel the energy. But like I had a chance to drive the Gen 3 car yesterday on the track.
Lucky you.
And I feel very lucky that they let me do that, and luckier that I didn't put it into a wall. But it's an amazing experience. I mean, the torque and how light and agile this car is unbelievable. And the evolution of the technology, and it was so thrilling. And to be here in Diriyah is so fun, and it's really a great time. Yeah.
Quite different to what you're normally doing, not what the day job does include.
Yeah, I mean, my life is, I meander, but I've been around the world a lot, and I've had a real, I have a love for racing. I grew up drag racing, and I spent a lot of time, I've done some track time, but this was pretty exciting stuff, yeah.
Well, Adrian, as the atmosphere really does sort of, it feels like it's drawing to a crescendo.
It's something very exciting.
I mean, it can't rain in the desert, surely not. Adrian, an absolute pleasure. Enjoy your race weekend. Thank you. Now we're going to see if we can have a quick wander over to the man of the moment, pole sitter, Jean-Eric Verne, and with him, actually, I feel like I'm, what's the phrase? I feel like I'm the thorn between two roses, actually. Yeah, these two together have been known as Gendre. You're reunited, but slightly different roles here.
We can still do it.
Yeah, of course.
How does it feel to be interviewed by Andre?
It's a first. It's the first time actually you interview me, so it's nice. So what's your question?
Yes. How are you feeling now? I mean, congratulations on your pole position. That was awesome to watch. You really nailed it. But how are you feeling now? Stressed, confident, relaxed? Got all the scenarios in your head?
Yeah, I mean, got all the scenarios in my head. I mean, I need to have a good start, keep the first position, and then I'm gonna rely on my team, for the calls for the attack mode, and try and be, as efficient as possible in the race, and just nail, lap after lap, and see where we end up at the end.
Amazing. I have to change my predictions because she asked me who you're predicting to win, and I said one of the Jags, but now I have to change. I've been his best man at his wedding, so I can't. I have to change my mind now. So I tip on you. Good luck.
That is so special to see. And let's not forget, you guys are such good friends off the track, but on the track it got a little bit heated at times.
Oh well, yeah. If you look back at Santiago, that was a bit special. But we are. Yeah, he's got a nice back. But I hope you can get that win that you missed out in season 5, was it? You remember? We were going to do a 1-2, so you haven't won here, so best of luck.
Thank you.
Jean-Eric Verne, good luck for the race weekend. All right, now let's see if we can wind our way through over to Mitch Evans' car. He's sitting over here in P2, gave Jean-Eric Verne a really good run for his money, but just missed out. I think it was less than a couple of thousandths of a second. See if we can find him. Now, drivers at this point in the... Oh, here he is. He's over there. Normally, they like to disappear and go to the toilet. You would always do that, wouldn't you?
Yeah, we all
Toilet
go
break.
for it, you know. Depends the timing, and actually, I used once the wrong toilet. I got in trouble for that, but
Now, this is a
let's
funny
not talk
story
about
you
that.
really need to hear. Yeah, it wasn't for us mere mortals. It might have been for royalty. Here we are. Have we got time for a very quick word? Come on, Mitch. One line from you we've got time for. Talk us through the start of this race, because it didn't go so well last time.
Thanks. What happened last time?
You went a little bit wide.
The first race, yeah, anyway. Thanks for reminding me. Thanks. Actually, the second race, yeah, I got in the lead from second place, so it is possible. Do I want that? I'm not too sure. Yeah, we'll have to find out. It's going to be a tricky race to overtake after that, a bit like Mexico. So a lot around the attacks, the strategy around that. So whoever gets in the lead, we'll see how they play it.
All right, then. Nice one. We'll leave you to it. Thank you very much. Sorry to bring that moment up. What's the worst thing to say to a driver just before they're about to start the race?
I think there's nothing really, you know. You can play maybe with their mind a little bit, but we just get into such an automatic focus mode that there's nothing that can
And on
really
that,
disturb
we are
us.
almost ready to go racing under the lights here in Diriyah. We cannot wait.
So the epic opening ceremony is underway, and it's final preparations here for the drivers before we go racing once again in Formula E.
Formula E, the world's first fully and foremost electric racing series. Bringing a fresh spin on single-seater World Championship motorsport. Racing since 2014, we became the first sport to become net zero since inception, enabling emission-free racing on iconic street circuits across the globe. Known for pushing EV tech to its limits, we are the planet's favourite sport, providing a space for the biggest and best manufacturers to develop the technology you see in road cars today. We've come a long way since season 1.
Leaps from Wonka. Away he goes.
This season, 11 teams and 22 world-class drivers will go head-to-head, battling it out to become world champion. So how does it work? Ahead of each race, drivers will compete in qualifying, initially separated into 2 groups. They progress through multiple rounds to secure their grid position for the race. Race distance will be measured in laps. The driver who completes the set number of laps in the fastest time wins the race. Lastly, points and rankings. The first 10 finishers score points. First place receives 25 points, all the way down to 1 point for 10th. 3 extra points are awarded to the driver who wins the Julius Baer pole position in qualifying, and 1 extra point is awarded to the driver who achieves the fastest lap. This season will leave you on the edge of your seat, all the way to the finish line.
Almost all set to go then as well, with preparations starting up. Let's rejoin Jess and me up in the comms box as well. Josh T's in the pit lane for us at race control. I mean, it's nice to see at least that the presentation's getting a little bit more slick. I don't know how much you saw of it back in Mexico, Jess, but the world feed was a bit clunky there. Here it feels a bit more grounded and just a little bit better. Oh, we can't hear Jess.
Sorry about that.
No
I
worries.
think I noticed it being a bit more sicker. I agree, probably because obviously it's the first broadcast with TNT Sports. Or Channel 4, there wasn't that much adverts, and on YouTube, obviously you don't have adverts either, so it's just, I think they find it hard to get used to, but I think the more broadcasts they do, it'll be a lot slicker and slicker, so I think we expect to see it slicker as the race goes on, I think. Hopefully no problems, but I'm really excited to see how this race unfolds. It was interesting to hear about Sam Bird's experience in Formula E, as well as how he feels about being in the Papaya colours, the independent team in McLaren. I'm intrigued to see what he can do in the first race at Diriyah.
And that's coming your way shortly as well. 8 minutes until the cars will venture off on their formation lap. And usually in Formula E, they roll forward 4 grid slots, do their burnouts, wait for the dust to settle, and then we'll go with the 5 lights. Here in Diriyah, it's a little bit different. We have to do pretty much the majority of the lap. We have to complete sectors 2 and sectors 3 of the lap in order to get to the start line. You can see it here on the monitor if we go back to the battle screen. Where the cars are, you might notice that's where it says finish. We've got to move all the way to the start line, which means going through turns 1 all the way until turn 17. And just a little bit of information for you, the attack mode, that is at the exit of turn 19 on the back. And for attack mode this weekend, there are a little bit of information to note. For both races, the drivers have 480 seconds. That's 8 minutes total of the attack mode at 8. That's at 350 kilowatts per hour. The normal race pace is 300 kilowatts per hour. You can activate it twice, but arm it 5 times, and you have 3 different modes of strategy to use your attack mode at. Mode 1, first one you take is 2 minutes, the second is 6 minutes. Mode 2, 4 minutes in both activation zones, and the third mode is 6 minutes in your first and then 2 minutes in your second activation. So that's a bit of a variety that the teams have. And yes, we saw in Mexico, Verline taking 2 minutes, but then Boemi taking 6 minutes and leading out the front. Safety cars and red flags, if that happens, the timer will continue to tick down, so you lose an activation. So the teams are sort of, until the attack charge comes in at Mazzano, the teams are sort of going like, okay, let's just get rid of it first off, as soon as possible. So we have great first half of the races, and then everything just dies down and comes to a stop in the second half.
Yeah, they just want to get it out of the way, don't they? And I really don't get why they're doing that, to be honest, because I would expect some of them to do it near the end, but near the end there's a high chance of potential safety cars, because we know that happens in many series that we cover at JB Motorsports. But it may change in Diriyah as well, and who knows what could happen. So we have seen situations where people are taking attack mode and then the next minute is a safety car and it screwed their strategy. So they got to time it right. But if I was any of the drivers, I would do an even split. I would do 4-4. So I would do 4 at the first half, 4 at the next stage. So then I know how much I've got left, definitely.
We're getting ready. Let's head back downstairs to the grid with JJ as we build up for the procedure to the start.
Wow, have a look at that. There's an incredible drone show there tonight as we are building up to the race. We are 10 minutes from lights out. This circuit offers a challenge like no other for these drivers with its blind corners and high-speed racing. And one major difference is that we're under the lights, as you can see. A man, though, who loves this track above others and will be looking to get ahead of the pole sitter Jean-Eric Vergne is Mitch Evans. Here he is, though, to talk us through a lap.
Hi guys, so here we are starting a lap of this beautiful track here in Diriyah. So the lights shining nice and bright. As we approach turn 1, a little braking zone, short apex, and we basically starting the section which we call the snake. Corners flowing one after another, very blind. You got to run really close to the apex walls and a little bit of elevation for us to deal with. 6, 7, 8 comes at you kind of faster than you kind of want. At the same time, trying to get as close to the walls, continuing the snake section down to turn 11, 12. But at the end of the section, we've got turn 14, which is a 90-degree right-hander, and a short little squirt down to turn 16, which is honestly one of the trickiest braking zones in Formula E. It just invites you to brake later, and with a very late apex, almost a 180-degree corner, but it does lead onto a really important back straight, so it's very important to get a good exit, go past the start line, and then approaching the heaviest braking zone of the track, turn 18. So go through turn 18, a right-hander, and then we go into the left-hander, which is the attack mode corner. Attack mode lost around 1.5 seconds, so quite easy to lose or gain positions. And to finish the lap, we go to tricky little kink, which actually in high power is not so easy. And then braking at the 50-meter mark in the last corner with a basically 90-degree right-hander to finish the lap and a short run to the finish line.
Okay, so it is nearly time for lights up. I've been joined by Andre Lotto. That was quick, mate. Made it from the grid pretty sharpish. We keep talking about focus, mindset. I mean, this is it now. You know, I've seen the players. I knew that was going to happen. I've seen the drivers getting their energy up, getting themselves ready for this. It's go time, Andre.
Yeah, definitely. So there's still now a more moment where they're by themselves alone, thinking about all the different scenarios. You know, there's big strategy meetings behind all this preparation, all kinds of different scenarios that you might be hearing in the radio. Go for plan A, B, or C in order to get into the lead or when to attack, and that is the really cool strategic part of Formula E.
You know, Karun, we've had a good chat about what's happening at the top end of the grid. Do you see anything maybe in that midsection that's going to be of interest to keep an eye on?
I think you've got the two Envision cars out of position, 12th and 13th. We know they have good race pace. Buemi finished second last time out in Mexico. I think they'll be disappointed with qualifying. They'll be looking to come through the pack. Sete Camara, you know, what part is he going to play in that battle around him, 4th, 5th, 6th? The two McLaren cars, 9th and 10th, can they do anything there? But yeah, I think, in my opinion, I think the battle for the win, Jev's got a tough battle against Jake Dennis and Mitch Evans. That is the battle for the win. The others, like Buemi, need to get into the points to hold on to their championship aspirations.
Do you think we're going to see a flat-out race here?
Let's see how Jeff will control the race, you know. He's in a position where he can defend and do the energy saving in a different way. It will, I don't think it's flat out, it's always energy management, but he can reduce the big lift zone that might be in turn 18, and then let's see how it works out with attack mode, if he loses 1 places or 2 places, and then how he recovers from that.
And quickly, for me, Karun, who takes it? Give me a name.
I'm going to say Mitch Evans.
You're going to go Mitch Evans? Well, we will see in just a moment, because they're ready, we're ready, it's under the lights here in Diriyah, Saudi Arabia, as the Formula E season rolls into its first doubleheader, live in just a moment.
In an ancient city, you must answer the call. As the walls draw close,
This is a Saudi special.
in the darkness lies your deepest fears.
He's in. Unbelievable. Remarkable end.
Let the light guide you to victory, where progress has never moved so fast.
Fantastic racing under the lights.
Welcome to Diriyah.
The second round of the 20.
We are all set to go. Ready, willing, and able under the lights here in Saudi Arabia, Diriyah. It's round 2 of the 2024 ABB FIA Formula E World Championship, and it's a double-header for the first time this season. We'll have quite a lot of double-headers. The second half of them is full of this season. But right now, the all eyes are on who will take the checkered flag. 37 laps in the scheduled distance. Safety cars and red flags could add the laps to it. Who knows what's going to happen next? Let's take a look at the starting grid then. Nick de Vries once again starts 22nd as he gets used to the Nima Hindra. Alongside him, Jahan Jarumala. Then it's Antonio Felix da Costa starting 20th with a penalty. He's alongside Mortara. Row 9 then sees Tickton start 18th. Alongside him is Lucas de Grassi. Nico Mullo 16th. Alongside him, Sasha Fenestras, who amazed in practice, couldn't do much in qualifying. Ollie Rowland 14th from this side. Sebastian Buemi 2nd in Mexico, 13th on the grid here. Robin Freins and Stoffel van Dorn have the 6th row of the grid. The top 10 though, it's all an all-McLaren affair. Jake Hughes starts 10th, Sam Bird starts in 9th place. Maximilian Gunther was fast in practice 1. He starts in 8th. Nick Cassidy out of position. The man who's finished 3rd in the Mexico starts 7th here today. The front 3 rows of the grid. The championship leader, Pascal Wehrlein. He starts 6th on the grid. Starting 5th, Norman Nato really pushing the Andretti to get better qualifying results than back in Mexico. 4th on the grid, impressing everybody beyond belief. The ERT of Sergio Sete Camara. Where did his pace come from? Is he a true threat in this race? Jake Dennis, putting the misery of Mexico behind him, starts 3rd on the grid here for Andretti after finishing 9th in Mexico. Front row of the grid though, Mitch Evans, who loves this track so much, starts alongside Sean Verne, who takes an equaling record 16th career pole position. He matching in with Sebastian Buemi. The racing is almost ready to go. Alongside me in the commentary box is Jess Ball. Josh T is down in the pit lane. Ed Hunter not with us this weekend as he takes his stance against the absolute horrible human rights record in Saudi Arabia as well, and the country's sports washing attempts as well. If we had a choice, we wouldn't be commentating on this race either, but contracts, negotiations, unfortunately we have to. But I try and focus on the race itself, the drivers and the teams, and then we always bring the human aspects back into it as well. Alongside me then is Jess. And under the lights, the cars leave the dummy grid. They have to go around the entire track to get to the start grid. The racing should be good.
Yeah, I'm excited about this one. Let's forget about all the drama for the time being and focus about what's important, the championship. Fairline's out of position, quite a few drivers are out of position, so I think it's a good overtake. A lot of people in the FE community are also predicting Mitch Evans to potentially win this race as well. But we've seen in Mexico, the driver, Pascal Wehrlein, he started on pole and went on to win this race. And here's a look at the track.
It's a 2.495 kilometre circuit. The rundown from turns 5 to 14 is considered the bobsleigh section. It's the sand dunes go downhill, navigating single file. Attack mode is at the outside of turn 19. You can see it on your track map, which is the driver tracker. The drivers can activate that twice in a mode of 2 to 6 minutes, 4 and 4, or 6 to 2 minutes, depending on what the strategy will be. Let's check in with Josh T as the drivers warm their tyres on the way to the grid. It's unusual to have a parade lap in Formula E, Josh, but it gives them all a chance to get tyres working, and for once, all 22 cars will start this race like back in Mexico.
Yeah, absolutely. Hello, everyone. If you're just joining us, 2/3 of a parade lap around the Divya circuit, you could call it as well. But we're getting ready here, and just the cars just circulating around the circuit, getting ready for the start of this race.
Everyone ready to go. Josh will be giving his information when he needs it. We'll just make sure that nothing's affected back over there on Twitch. The burnouts begin. Jean-Eric Verne lining up on pole position. He'll be on the right-hand side of the screen. On the left-hand side will be Mitch Evans. If you're watching all this, Jake Dennis starts in 3rd position on the grid there. We've got the driver tracker open. We've got the timing screens with the intervals between each two. Pascal Wehrlein lines up. He's 6th on the grid. What are you going to adjust?
And that's it, because there was a few people in the chat asking, are there other streams of this race? We can't really answer that, I'm afraid.
All I can say is that in the UK, no, because it's all on TNT. That's all we've got, unfortunately. But we're getting ready. The atmosphere building out. Jess, the run down to turn 1, it's going to be incredibly tight. Do you reckon we'll see a safety car straight away?
I would say I think we could see a safety car probably in the first few laps, not straight away, but I think it's going to be very hard to see at the start, because don't forget the conditions are different compared to qualifying, because we were in the daytime in qualifying, now we're in the night, so the tyres will be colder. That's why burnouts, I think, are so important at this Diriyah circuit. But we're under the lights for round 2 of the FIA Formula E World Championship.
The tension rises. Nick de Vries lines up in 22nd position. You can hear the tension music rising behind the voice of me and Jess. The green lights that are on will be extinguished. Then it will begin the procedure of 5 red lights. When the 5th comes on, there'll be a pre-programmed pause of up to 5 seconds, and then we will be racing in Diriyah. 5 red lights illuminate. Lights out, race on. It's a good start from Jake Dennis, but he's got a bit of wheel spin. Coming through is Norman Nato. Pascal Wehrlein's going to come across, and look at that already. Verdo fans on the inside. There goes. That's Sergio Kamara alongside Mitch Evans. Where did he come from? He's battling, and the 2 Andretti side by side. Nato's made a storming start. Sete Kamara jumps back. He splits the 2. Coming through there, Gunther and Cassidy side by side into the last corner to officially start the race. Verne leads, Evans, Dennis, Sete Kamara, Nato, Bird, Cassidy, Gunther, Wehrlein, and Hughes takes in 10th position as well. As we see Bird up to 6th. Hughes under pressure from Freins, who dives through the inside line. He's going to back up, but Wembley down in 12th position. Roland made a terrible start. He's down to 22nd, and Sasha Fenestras has had a problem with the top of the hill.
Yellow flag.
Yeah, with that Sasha, he's down at 10, 6 and 7, so he's dropped to the back, Jess, and he's had a terrible getaway.
That is a shame for Fenestraz, and I wonder if we're going to have a safety car. No, I think the yellow flag is gone on our end as well, but you were
Green
able
flag.
to see the pull away from John O'Byrne at the start. He had a very good restart, very good start compared to everybody else, but it seems like Mitch Evans is starting to be on the back of him once again, so it's not over for him. Nice to see Jake Dennis still there and Sete Camera, and Nato in a good start as well. Sam Bird up to 6. He's doing a great job. Gunther doing well as well, but there's certain drivers that I think could do a bit better. De Vries, who started last, he's all the way up to 19, so a good start for him as well.
Don't know why the blog is saying that Evans leads the race. He does not. Vern leads. He got the storming start. Evans under pressure from Sete Camera. Dennis got a great launch. Then he got wheel spin. The car almost seemed like it bogged down, but it doesn't have an engine to bog down. So real problem getting that traction down from the Andretti. We saw that back in Mexico. He lost place at the start. Nato up to 5th. Sete Camara, though, staying in 4th position after starting this race in 4th. So he's kept it after trying to have a go for 2nd position. Didn't really work out. So there is Sasha Fenestraz crawling into the pit lane. I can't see any wing damage, Jess, but there's something not right with that car.
Might be the power unit or something like that.
Yeah.
I'm not sure it was picked up with the sighting laps like we saw with Sete Camera last week, but at least Sete Camera was able to get the ground running already. So I hope it's not a terminal issue for Fenestraz.
He's in the pits.
But at least he's going to keep going. Oh, he's in the pits. So I wonder if it is front wing damage or if it's to retire the car.
So we'll have a look and see if he comes back out again. The field are going to go past him though, because Vern leads down the start straight towards turn 18. As we're on board with Sergio Sete Camara, having a look to Jake Dennis, who's thinking about a move on the inside of Jean-Eric Vern. It's not going to go anywhere there. If you're watching us for the first time, do not adjust your set. We are racing on a Friday. It's how we work here in Formula E in Diriyah. And Fenestraz, I think he's out of the race, Jess, sadly.
Yeah, very, very sad as well. So I wonder if there was contact made between Fenestraz and another car. But yeah, he's got it all to do in race 2, though, of course. He gets another chance tomorrow, but will his car be ready? Only time will tell right now, as everyone else has been keeping it very clean. Let's have a look at the replay of the start, and we'll watch out for Fenestraz to see what happened to him.
So Sete Camara gets a storming start. Dennis and Nato squiggling away. The two McLarens line astern. And then, well, that was back with Fenestraz. I can't actually see anything from him as he gets down to turn 1. How did you read it, Jess?
Yeah, it looks like John O'Byrne almost got the start he wanted, but he did cover off Mitch Evans, and that was very tight from Sete Camara. I think it was almost pushed off, and you can see Jake Dennis going up to 3rd, and Nato losing quite a few positions, but he was able to go back from it. We didn't see what happened to Fenestraz, so yeah, we know he's out, but we want to know what caused it. It might just be an issue on his end, which is probably why the replay
Vern takes attack mode. Sorry to crush it. Vern takes attack mode. Now, what's he gone for? 2 or 4 minutes? But our timing monitors have blown up here in the commentary box. We haven't got it. It's a 2-minute, I'm being told. So Vern's taken 2 minutes. Degrassi's taken 4. So he's on the mode 2, which is 4 apiece. De Vries has taken 6 minutes. Deruvula and Tictum take 2. So Evans takes the lead and leads on to lap 4 of this race.
Yeah, so pretty much using 3 different modes of attack mode at once. So one going for the longer option at the start, one going for the shorter option, and one going for like the middle ground, as it were, and just switching a little bit as well. And we are seeing the amount of energy being used already from the drivers, in particular Matt Gupta and Pascal Wehrlein, who is in 9th place. Not the driver I would expect to be in outside the top 3, as it were, because I would expect him to be challenging for the win here in Diriyah, but it's different tracks. You can't necessarily win at every track, and that's what I like about Formula E, unpredictability.
Mortara's jumped ahead of everybody so far as Evans takes attack mode and Jake Dennis takes the lead. So Evans only leads for 1 lap as he's into the wall goes Evans. He got too wide of the exit and it was Jean-Eric Vern who put him in there. Wow!
I think that was very close to severe damage there.
Yeah, that was naughty from Vern, very naughty. But Evans has got 2 minutes of attack mode, so he's on mode 2. Evans is going to be angry. I can't wait to hear the radio from this, but Dennis into the lead. Already more leaders than we saw back in back in Mexico. It was only Verlaine above me.
When did they start using attack mode in Mexico then?
They started around about lap 6 and lap 7, so they've gone early here in Diriyah.
Okay.
Which is a surprise to me because the track layout's not too dissimilar in terms of the heavy amount of braking zones that we've got here. So I'm surprised.
Conditions.
Yeah, it is. Track temperature is at 23 degrees, air temperature 22, so they're pretty balanced, but it's the chance of rain, still 35% from earlier on in the day. Ed Hunter's watching along in the chat. Ticton miles behind, no doubt, on the super energy saving strategy and praying for a safety car. Jackson says where to watch the race. Not much there anywhere, but if you have a VPN, there's some things on YouTube, I believe, but still. Coming through at the moment. Anyone can take
we
a time
can't
now?
encourage that.
Yes, we can't encourage that. No, we can't. If Formula E do that. But still, who's taking a tap mode this time
On the
round?
UK, TNT Sports.
Yes.
Is the only place you can watch it.
DeGrasse.
Elsewhere, no clue.
Attack mode for Jeruvela. He takes 6 minutes. And Dennis now leads on a 1:13.320. Evans is going to run out of attack mode in 20 seconds' time. And he's not going for the move, Jess, on Vern. So it seems to be, it's energy saving to me.
I think that's what a few drivers are doing who haven't taken their tap mode yet. Verlaine, one of them, Hughes, and the two Vision cars probably saving a little bit because they've got to make their energy in that car last till the end of the race. If they run out, then that's it, that's their race over. Because if they keep going, if they have no energy, they'll get disqualified. But let's look at the position changes. We got Mortara and DaCosta up 4. Sam Bird up 3, Jake Dennis up 2, but again, not many people taking attack mode, so take that with a pinch of salt in terms of what positions they've moved up in this race. And Jake Dennis pulling away, he's trying to find a gap. He's going to take it now. Yes, he is going to take the attack mode now. Round the outside. Oh, that was tight, but Vern just about takes the lead from Jake Dennis, and Jake Dennis is ahead of Mitch Evans.
So Vern takes the lead back on lap 7 of 37. Dennis has got 2 minutes of attack mode, so he's on the first strategy. 2 minutes now, 6 minutes later on in the race. As we take a look back, but this is getting good because now we've also had Sergio Sette Camara take 2 minutes and he's only dropped behind Norman Nato. So they're still quite close together. We ride on board with Max Gunther in the Maserati. Now this car was fastest in first practice, second fastest in practice 2, and then he was third in the group stages before getting eliminated in the quarterfinals against Sergio Sette Camara. So Gunther having an okay weekend.
Yeah, it's not too bad. He's showing his consistency up there, and it'll be some good points for him because top 10 score points in both of the races. As Jake Dennis is not able to close up to John Vern, so I could see why people want to get their tap modes nice and early. They just can't get
Vern's done it again.
So Dennis got.
Vern's
Vern's doing it early. Okay, that is interesting for John Vern, and that is 6 minutes, Josh.
So that's his final one done. So he's going to be on the attack and try and take the lead and then just control the energy saving. But he's got Evans and then Dennis directly ahead. And Evans is going to literally defend for all he's worth. So Vern's going to have to make this move stick. I think down to turn 14, personally, is the way to go.
Yeah, I think so as well. I think he's got plenty of opportunities, and for the likes of Nato and Evans, will they be thinking about doing the same as John Vern, or will they be waiting till later on? If it was like Mexico, they'd probably want to get it done nice and early. I kind of wish they would split it, so some would take it at the start, some would take it at the end. Because otherwise, the race becomes stagnant at some places. But it seems to have more action in compared to Mexico. That's what my mum and dad were watching Mexico, and they weren't so keen on it. They're big Formula E fans now. For quite a while, more longer than me, to be honest. As Jake Dennis still pulling away.
Oh, look at that, Vern on the outside!
Oh, look at that!
Vern trying to go around the outside, but Evans was late on the braking zone down to turn 18, and that's allowed Dennis to take his attack mode without losing a position. Oh, that little defence, brilliant. That's Dennis back into the lead of the race. Look at Evans, he's already caught back up, and Vern's still got 4.5 minutes. Dennis has the 6. Evans is a sitting duck. He has lost out completely on this race now. He's going to have to hope that Dennis doesn't get out ahead, and Andretti are laughing to themselves. James Barkley looks like they just told him that, unfortunately, you've been fired. What What's happened there?
Can I switch picker winners?
You might not want to. Vern and Evans, the incident's been noted by the stewards. Not under investigation, though.
So I picked Jake Dennis for the win in race 2, not in race 1.
Dennis winning after the misery of Mexico. It certainly would be a bounce back. The top 3 are staying together. Vern is now, right, look, the top 3 within a second of each other. NATO is 3.3 seconds back to this battle, and he's holding up everybody else. Here we go again then. Watch Jonathan Vern with the attack mode, the halo, flashing blue. Evans is going to have to go defensive. He covers off the inside line. Vern in the braking zone can carry so much more energy, but Evans has to take attack mode and does. And this time not into the wall as Evans takes his 6 minutes and drops back to third, and everybody together for the world's longest conga.
Yes, because I think NATO's not that far behind either, and look at this. We've got Cassidy, Bird, NATO, Gunther, Verline, Hughes, Fine, Remy, Mortara, and Fafisa Costa. They haven't used their attack mode yet, so we're going to wait until later on. I'm surprised, Josh, that NATO hasn't used it yet. I thought he would have taken advantage and used it straight after those, but it makes it more interesting. We haven't received any safety cars yet. He's going to hope that we don't get a safety car when he uses attack mode.
Josh T, we saw back in Mexico the safety car getting deployed after a lengthy full course yellow. So if that happens, there's no guarantee that we'll go to safety car if there's an accident out on the circuit. But so far, who's your money on with the top 3 down there at race control?
Yeah, hello. My top 3 is probably Dennis, Evans, Vern. And just quickly, but Vern is catching on Dennis. Sasa Fenestraz, I don't know if you've said this already, it's been a chaotic day in the household, who has returned to the pit after taking some suspension damage.
So
And he's
it
back
must have
out.
been contact then.
And he's back out on the track now, 8 laps down. So Fenestraz will continue to run. If anybody retires, there's still 8 laps left in the race. Obviously, there's 11 and 37. So it's not out of the realms of possibility that he could finish higher than where he is at the moment. But Fenestraz is back on the track. As Hunter said in the YouTube chat, great job by Nissan to get that back. Now we're watching. Look at that. Vern is right in the back of Dennis. This DS Penske was able to take pole position by exploiting the track conditions and the temperature. Dennis is jumping across the track. Vern looks like he's got a magnet attached to the back of the Andretti. He is sticking with him, and he is so much more in tune, Jess. I think we're going to see Vern make an attack here.
He's got to now because Dennis took the attack mode later than Vern, so Vern's got to get past ASAP, because otherwise the amount of power that Vern's going to have is little compared to Dennis, and we can see why John Everett's going to get got pole position, and he can't get past at the moment. Vern's now got a minute left of attack mode. We've got lots of trays going on here. Will anyone in the midfield choose to go for the attack mode?
No.
Doesn't look so yet. No one's gone for it.
We've got
what's gone on here?
We've got Roland with 2 minutes 12 left, so he took a 4 minute. We got Van Dorn with the 6, and we got Muller with the 6 as well. So that's how we're at the moment. Let's take a look at the battle computer, and you can see the fastest lap of the race belongs to Ollie Roland, but everyone is just jumping around right there on the track right now. It's getting hard to tell who's actually going to be having more attack, because we've got Dennis, Vern and Evans who have used all their attack modes. Roland, Van Dorn and Muller have done the same, but NATO down haven't used any yet, so they've still got to run their attack mode. So the second half of this race is going to be absolutely insane to follow, and especially if we get a safety car, they're going to be using them all close together. Ed says, I think Jeff might also be using the slipstream to save energy for the closing stages. Evans no doubt is doing the same, and they're all 3 together as we run down.
Vern is done.
Yes.
Vern is done with his attack mode.
And that's going to be crucial as well, as there goes Evans. Evans on the inside line, the braking zone, and Mitch Evans takes second, but can he get it through? Yes, and Vern could do nothing about it. Evans with 2 minutes more attack power takes second position away from Vern with a sweet move up the inside, and now Evans can smell the Dennis's cologne, basically, because he's only got 46 seconds left. Evans has got 2 minutes, Jess.
I wonder if Evans is going to use the opportunity to push. Now he has been saving, and there was a few comments in the chat about energy saving. And I wonder if Mitch is just trying to push all we can now to take the lead.
So
Jake Dennis and Mitch Evans, and we've got a replay. And that was a move that Mitch Evans done on Vern.
Oh, it's such a late dive. Vern was completely surprised, and Evans just got it stopped just before the runoff area.
I think if that was me, I would probably be in the wall. So that was a very brave dive bomb from Mitch Evans there. Brilliant job. And he could have almost got Jake Dennis, but otherwise that would have been ended the war. And huge applause from the Jaguar team there. That is something to celebrate about at the moment, but they're keeping straight faces because it's not long. Well, they've still got over half the race to go. So, and Evans has got a minute left of attack, and he's closing in on Jake Dennis, Josh.
And Dennis is now getting a little bit anxious. He's down to 300 kilowatts of power, whereas Evans, with a minute left of attack mode, he has 350 kilowatts of power, which basically means if you're in a running race, the guy's got soft shoes on, you're running in plimsolls. As you come through the first two corners, Evans is already attached to the back of Dennis, but Dennis is a master defender. We've seen it all the way throughout Season 9 when he became world champion. He's now reigning Formula E world champion. Evans still in the slipstream with him. The halo light is still on for Jake Dennis. I don't know why. I hope they fixed that issue from the Gen 3 car. It should be turned off by now. But as we see Evans right in the back, he's going to make a move. I would say down to 10-18 because we're into 17 now, and Evans is right there. He's going to make a move. Dennis will know it's coming, and he's going to have to slipstream him. But we've seen horror accidents down in turn 18 before.
Yes, but Evans hasn't got long to do it. He hasn't got long to do it at all, and I think he's going to do it through this straight, but it may be too little too late for Evans. Now they're on the same amount of power.
He's doing it.
He's going to try and go for it anyway.
Oh, he's doing it!
To the right.
But he's locked in!
And he's gone wide a little bit. Jake Dennis takes advantage from Mitch Evans and was like, thank you, you're not getting that position. And look at this, John Vern is on the back of Mitch Evans once again.
This was pandemonium. Evans had to do it. He ran out of attack mode. He lunged for it, but he had no regenerative braking. And now he's under pressure, as Jess said, from Jean-Eric Vern is right behind him as well. Coming up now is Nato and Sete Kamara. Nato still hasn't used any attack mode. Here it is again, look. So he just locked. Now he joined it too late. He was off the track. Just too late on the brakes, tried to regen. It's front and rear braking regeneration power. Effectively a lock-up on the dust and straight on.
Yeah, and I think he couldn't get past anyway because it's not allowed. So he tried, but I think you could tell with the tyre smoke as well. It is hard. So it was like the team were like, oh. I think they were feeling right now. So Evans still got a wow, but they got no attack mode to use, whereas their main rivals do, as Van Dorn has used up all his attack mode in about 6 seconds.
Vern's going to have a go here. Evans has backed off. He has to go defensive. Vern's going to try and swing around the outside, coming into turn 19. Evans blocks the inside line. Vern is right there. Evans is saving battery like mad. McLaren, that's on the inside. That's a Jaguar getting forced out. Nick Cassidy with Bird staying in 6th position. Gunther in the Maserati trying to go around the outside of Cassidy in the Jaguar. Verline in the Porsche getting there to the Twin Vision, still outside the points in 11th and 12th. Vern is getting really angry now. Dennis is 1.5 seconds ahead of these two, so he's already taken the advantage to pull ahead. So Jake Dennis, who was Britain's only FIA World Championship winner in any category last year, is now currently leading Indyria, but being pursued by Evans and Vern. Here's Evans' radio.
I didn't hear that.
I didn't hear that.
He's got a very devious mind.
Maybe just technical difficulties with the radio.
Look at this again. Evans is now having a problem. I think he's got some sort of dirt on his tyres. Look at that. Nato and Sete Kamara jumped up massively. The field now bunching up. Dennis has saved his energy. Evans is backing Vern up to save energy. That's leading him back into Nato and Sete Kamara as we head down the straight once again. Bird's on the back of Cassidy. Here comes Evans again, going defensive. Vern swings round the outside into turn 2. Evans locks up. He runs too deep. Vern sends it to the inside line. And Evans and Vern, they make contact. Wheel banging. Evans on the inside. Vern swings through on the outside and takes 2nd place. Evans back on the inside into the last corner. Vern shuts the door. Nato is defending, and there goes Gunther on the inside of Cassidy. Did he make the move? No. Cassidy in the wall, coming around the outside. Everyone in trouble.
Gunther here into turn 1.
Cassidy keeps the inside line. Gunther behind, stays in 6th.
Mitch Evans apologising to the team there.
Evans is saying sorry for that little mistake, but blimey, one mistake, and Jaguars are committing hurry-carry. Into the first corner, he went defensive. Wow, yes, the rear tyres, they're shot.
Yeah, they might push a lot in the rear tyres, and the last team radio for Mitch Evans was charge if you can. So Mitch Evans was saving energy, and that is all that squabbling is allowing Jake Dennis just to pull away from everybody. He is controlling the pace after starting in third place. He's having a redemption race and a half, because Mexico, like you were saying, Josh, earlier, did not go well for him. But this is what we want to see for a reigning champion, of trying to defend his title. Races like this. We enjoyed him winning the title last season, and even though he had a rubbish race in Mexico, he's definitely doing well here. Team radio from Dennis.
Okay, it's Jeff behind you.
And again, we didn't hear it.
It's Jeff behind you now, 2.1.
Jev's behind you, 2.1. That's well, the gap's now 1.6. Vern has saved energy behind Evans, and now he's on the attack as Dennis is trying to save it as well. Lap 18 of 37 here of the first of two races here in Diriyah, Saudi Arabia. It is Dennis leading from Vern, Evans, Nato, Sete Camera the top 5, Bird, Cassidy, Gunther, Verline, and Hughes the top 10. Friends, Boemi, Mortara, Da Costa, Roland takes up 15. Van Dorn, Muller, De Vries, De Grassi, De Ruvela, Ticktum, and Fenestras coming through on the board. Fantastic run at the moment.
Yeah, well, it looks like it. And Cassidy up into 7th spot, and he's now being chasing with Sam Bird too, which is great to see.
Radio Dennis.
But it makes a huge difference. 8/10 quicker that lap.
Jeff pushing on now, mate. Let's go mode 1. Gap behind 1.5.
Mode 1 for Jake Dennis, whatever that means.
And it's Dennis still on the radio.
Do that, I think. But if he wants to win this race,
the radio's still coming. Hey, look, here it is again.
It's quite funny. As soon as the graphic comes up, as I said.
Yeah,
it
nothing.
It must be a technical fault.
They're having glitches. They must be. They can't be expecting us to hit all of this, as we're just trying to get the YouTube. In fact, I'm going to send Josh T. No, never mind. I think I can do it. Megan switched off the other thing as well for the IMSA coverage, and I can't access it. Josh T, could you please switch off the IMSA stream? Thank you very much. Down there in the pit lane. As they come through, because IMSA's done now. So, Dennis leads Vern by 1.4, well actually 1.5 seconds just now. So, he's got that time away that he wanted, and he's got the sort of ability to push. Do you reckon we're going to be in now for if a safety car comes out, it'll be because someone at the front crashes?
I think so. That's what happened in Diriyah before, so I think that would happen again. It's a massive train. They're all roughly about similar pace. And with people like NATO still yet to use quite a bit of their attack mode, don't count them out for the win of this race. I think it's hard to predict at this stage that everyone has used their attack mode. Bird
with Cassidy, yeah.
From Nick Cassidy. Team Radio for John McVern.
Nothing.
Again.
It's really funny, but Bird's under a lot of attack here from Cassidy and the other Jaguar. And these two used to be teammates, of course. Back in the day, a couple of seasons ago, so they know each other intimately. Thank you very much, Josh T. Bird 6th, Cassidy 7th, both used to be in Envision colours. Now they're in, well, Bird's in orange and Jaguar for Cassidy, of course. Ticktum's going to be lapped in a second. I think also, Fenestras is catching Ticktum. That's how slow Ticktum is out there in the other ERT.
I swear, Fenestras was 8 laps down.
He is, but he's about to unlap himself to Dan Ticktum. He'll only be 7 laps down to Dan Ticktum. But you look at the number 23 on the timing screen, right up there. And I'll tell you another thing for free. We've got Dan Ticktum in the second ERT running 21st, 58 seconds back. We've got Sergio Sete Camara running 5th in this race, right in the middle of everybody.
That means goodbye to Dan Ticktum at the end of the season if he doesn't finish ahead of his teammate.
I know a lot of it is car, but how much can you actually blame it on car?
It's not car because Sergio Sete Camara is outperforming the ERT car. He got it to the job.
Yeah. You're absolutely right. Now we're on board with Bird.
No excuses.
Hughes has taken 2 minutes of attack mode. Friends has taken 6 minutes, but crucially Hughes has stayed ahead of Boemi. So Boemi only managed to jump his teammate, and if I was in Vision, and Sylvain Philippe. I'll be telling Boemi to hop out the way so that Franz can have a go at Hughes. Otherwise, in this little battle, it's going to cost them dear. Or just take Boemi through attack mode and then just sort of stall each other. It's not working the way you think it is, this race.
Yeah, I think the danger is if they squabble a lot, that's going to pull the gap away from the two Envision cars, and that will allow Jake Hughes to catch up on the likes of Pascal, Maximilian and Nick Cassidy. So the two Envision cars, they've got to have a bit of team orders, I would say, going into the last few laps.
It's pack racing here in Saudi Arabia, but it's a lot better pack racing than what we saw in Mexico City 2 weeks ago. Dennis leads by 1.6 seconds, but Verne is closing. Verline v Gunther. Is that going to be something down to the braking zone? Having a look. No, that's Gunther taking attack mode with 6 minutes and losing out to Verline. Getting ahead, though, of Hughes. So Gunther stays out ahead of Hughes. And that's even more crucial in terms of the midfield battle in the championship, as Evans is now 3.2 seconds back to Verne. So Mitch Evans,
huge.
yeah, this is a serious problem brewing for him now. Serious. He's low on energy in his tyres. Go on.
Apparently in the chat, Ed was saying that I was a bit too harsh on Tictum. I think, looking back, I can agree there. But again, Cedric Cameron was able to outperform. But it might just be track dependent, who knows. But yeah, I was probably a bit too harsh. I'll give him more races. I was acting like it was the last race of the season, but it's not.
I would still get rid of Dan Tictum. There are many questions. The moans he did in Mexico over the radio, and then they also, across the entire motorsport, his nickname of, what was it, Dick Tantrum or something like that, which I always found was a bit unfortunate. God. But yeah, they call him that. He got that reputation in Formula 2, of course. There's Dennis, again, nicely negotiating turns 18 and 19. Verne is there too. Here's Dennis's radio.
8 minutes available to remind you. Team radio for Dennis.
6.23. Give me the gap to Jev. Exit T17 each lap.
Attack modes.
Gap to Jev 1.8.
That is Cedric Camera, Max Gunther, Pascal Verline, Jake Hughes, Remy and Franz. Franz has used 4 minutes. Hughes and Verline 6 minutes.
Set a camera 6
minutes. Set a camera 6 minutes. And Boemi only 2 minutes.
So Boemi's on the 2 to 6 strategy on that board, unless he's got any left. No, yeah, Boemi's got 1 left, so he's going to take 6 minutes again later on in the race to try and recapitalise on that. What a stunning turn of events this race is turning out to be. It's lap 23 of 37, and that is Sasha Fenestraz out of the race and in the pit lane for Nissan. That suspension problem. The team did amazingly well to recover, but they are 12 or 10 laps down. Lap 23.37, yeah, they're not going to make any more. So focus on tomorrow and get some more data as we see Verline on the back of Gunther on the run down towards turn number 18. Gunther's going to go defensive. Verline got a bit of a poor exit though out of 17. He can't go through, and we've got debris in the middle of the road. Debris in the middle of the road. Who's that come off?
The track that was Bird.
Yeah, I heard the noise.
Still 1% up on Jev's fastest lap. Hughes on a 12.4.
Dennis has been told to use strap mode 4, but Sam Bird...
I'll do it at the end.
Do it at the end, okay.
Wow.
There's the energy. Verline's got 43% of energy compared to Dennis, who's got 39. I know they still haven't taken the attack modes fully yet, but that's impressive energy saving from Pascal in the middle of the field. But what's even more worrying is that Evans is on 37%, least of the leaders at the moment, as they come through. Cassidy's teammates directly behind him. One more was Jean-Eric Verne, who is looking like a man on a mission right now, Jess, as a brief yellow flag came out, but we've gone green now. Wait till that would be for the yellow.
That would be. But yeah, I figure it was just someone who had a bit of an off and then come back again, I think.
Unless it was the marshal recovering that debris. That's what I was trying to say before my brain gave out.
Yeah, it must have been. But I think it was Sam Bird's debris, but I might be wrong.
Let's have a look. There's a bit of debris at the exit. It's a bit of paper. And the wing that looked, it hasn't come off of Bird. There it is. There's another one there. Look, there's debris all the way down that braking zone. Boemi's taking attack mode. Here goes.
Team radio.
We'd see that. I think he missed it.
Hang on. Already struggling to push it to 16 since the left front locking.
Cassidy hasn't taken attack mode yet. Or Mortaro or Costa.
Oh, Costa, no.
What's happened though with Cassidy? Because I swear I saw Cassidy go through it. Cassidy did go through it. Has he missed it? Let's take a look.
I think he has.
Oh, hello, it's come off of Cassidy. The winglet's off Cassidy's car at the attack mode.
Did the detection point
Register that? I think it did, and that yellow was for Marshall recovering that winglet. Oh, the Marshall's run through the attack mode with the sensor, and it's registered it as an attack, as a missed arm. Well, that is interesting. So the sensor's on the front. The sensor's usually under the car, so how has it detected that, I don't know. But it's triggered an armings, because that's what we were all saying is he missed it. But he hasn't, because he hasn't taken his time yet. That's look, there it is. Look, front.
That is odd.
Look, it's the front left winglet of Cassidy. It's not there. It's gone. So it's flown off. He hit Bird. Mortara takes it.
I was wondering because I think Bird had a bit of an issue, but Mortara is.
He's taking attack mode.
Using his attack mode. Yeah, he's taking attack mode. How much? Because the timings have gone.
6.
Skewiff.
6. Yeah, it's on my other monitor. It says 6.
Oh right. Oh yeah, you got the ones from.
I've got 2. Yeah.
Website.
I've also got the media login. Shush. I've still got that from when I signed up for Formula E in Portland, but didn't go. So, yeah, cheeky, I know, but still. Gives us all the stat packs that we need. But Dennis, anyway, 2.7.
I've got access to the media centre as well.
Oh, it's good, isn't it? How did you get that?
It is good. It is good. No clue, but I got it anyway.
Yeah.
I said I was doing coverage of JB Motorsports and they accepted it.
Fantastic. I got mine through Grid, so they accepted JB Motorsports. Brilliant. It's fun, isn't it, the media login? So,
exactly, it's great. The thing is, I get like loads of emails every week with just Formula E stuff.
2 Jaguars side by side as Cassidy goes up the inside of Evans. So that's Evans wisely with only 31% of energy, letting Cassidy through. He's got 34. But Cassidy hasn't used any of his attack mode, and he's only got 33% of energy left. Very worrying. As Frines takes 2 minutes.
Frines, so it's Costa.
Finally. So that's Costa taking 2 minutes. That was his final run, actually. So NATO's got another minute to another attack mode to go. Side by side, there is Verline with Sete Kamara. And Sete Kamara on the inside line, turn 1. Verline couldn't get through on the outside. And he's got an extra 4% of energy. How has Pascal Verline got 4.6% more energy?
This race.
How on earth he could? How on earth he's done that? He's the most of anybody.
He's energy saving, Josh.
Bird Radio.
We saw with the energy figures, he's absolutely bleeding energy.
Right, let's catch him. Let's go. Push to close.
And that's Bird being told to catch up to NATO, who's got another 2 minutes of attack left, but Bird's got 5 left, so it could negatively affect him later. Cassidy's losing out as well. Verline needs to get ahead of Sete Kamara, who now is, as you heard from Karun Chanmok, losing energy, so the ERT curse is catching up to him as we come into the breakers. And there's Cassidy. Has he already caught up? No. Hasn't caught up just yet to Vern. The gap is 1.1 between them. Yeah.
NATO's still got 1 minute of his first attack mode. Cassidy team
with
radio.
the full deployment of attack mode available.
Can you help Mitch a bit? Back up.
Oh, can I do an attack and then I help him out again? And I'll give the place back for the finish. He's got the podium, that's fine.
Oh, team orders.
Oh. I don't think they're... Okay. So Evans is already on the podium.
So Cassidy wants to help his teammate get a podium.
So Cassidy was told to hold up, and he said, can I take attack mode, then do it? And Evans then gets the podium. So Cassidy is sacrificing the podium for Evans. Is that because Evans got the podium?
Race 2?
Yeah.
That's a bit early to do team orders like that, right?
Well,
I understand if it's like championship.
Well, yeah, Cassidy...
Well, race 2, so...
That would put them level... Well, it would put them level on points, I think. Yeah, it would. Oh, no, Cassidy would be ahead still.
Yeah. I can see why they want a stat.
It's a bit confusing from Jaguar there. Let Cassidy go for it. As we see, he's taking attack mode and through goes Evans. And his teammate will now hold up Norman NATO. Oh, hang on a minute. NATO went for attack mode too, and it's let Bird through. And NATO went for 2 more minutes, and it's let Sam Bird up into 5th position. That was a cheeky changeover at the line.
That was cheeky. Fastest lap, I think, went to Sam Bird.
Yes, 1:11.945. Fastest lap of the weekend so far. Evans' qualifying time was a 1:11.992. Bird's just smashed a time faster than qualifying. How did he do that in the race? That never happens.
I lose it out to my teammate.
Cassidy.
But he's got attack mode.
that's okay.
Jaguar is sort of having a therapy session. They were group cancelling. James Barkley needed it after the start. What is going on with the two Jaguars? We saw this in Mexico. They were trading places and holding in hands, and now it's all singing Camp Down races together in the campfire. What is going on? Cassidy has a tag mode, and he's not pushing Evans at all. We've got Bird behind, and Evans is going for it.
Cassidy.
Well, that's a surprise. Saying he wasn't going to let him past, he's just overtaken Evans. If anybody,
I'm confused here with Jaguar's strategy in this race.
If anybody knows what's happening, write it on a postcard and throw it through Jaguar's HQ, because nobody knows a single clue what has just happened. Cassidy said over the radio, I'll get attack mode, let Evans through, and then Evans gets the podium anyway, and then Cassidy's retaken him. He could have backed off.
Ed's just put in the chat, thank you, Ed, our Formula E expert. What will we do without Ed in the chat? Cassidy said he'll give the place back before the finish, and I remember what you were saying in team radio as well. So that kind of makes sense.
Yeah. But it's still bizarre, because I thought he'd already done it. So it's like...
Yeah. Ed's raising some interesting points as well, so I didn't figure that.
NATO's out of attack mode, but Bird's going to jump them both. Bird is going to have them both here.
It was 5 minutes ago, the radio Ed said.
Right.
Yeah, I remember.
Here comes Bird with attack mode. He'll catch up to the two Jaguars quite quickly. This is dangerous for the two of them, because I didn't think they expected Sam to come through. I thought they'd have NATO behind. Debris flying over every part of the track then, as we see... Hang on, that is Boemi with a damaged front wing. Who's he run into?
Uh-oh.
Boemi's hit someone up the back, because it looks like he's hit one of the rain lights. Really bizarre race, this one. Dennis leads by 3.26 seconds.
Fastest lap for Max Gunker.
1:11.646. Way faster than that than the qualifying. Here's Cassidy.
Well, so the risk here is Bird. He's in a double attack now. He's got a minute to go. We need to make sure we cover him off. He's done both his attacks.
So if I have space, if I can push and Mitch create a gap.
Why did Formula E cut it off at the best point?
This guy's threading the needle at 100.
So they've pushed as much as they can, and now they're thinking, well, if Evans can get a gap, so they want Evans to lift off, hold up Bird. Cassidy takes his second attack mode, which he needs to do, which is the 6 minutes. And then Evans can then go for it again. So Evans now needs to hold up Bird, who in 3 seconds is out of attack mode. Cassidy's got to take it now. He has to take it right now, and he doesn't. So they're playing chess. It's not going to work. DaCosta takes it. Verline takes attack. DaCosta takes 6. Mortara doesn't.
That took a while to register on the monitors. There we go.
This is... it's a quick race. It hasn't been that long. It's been 45 minutes. It's not taken that long to complete this race, and it's been safety car free.
But you said it now.
Yes, I have. We're probably going to red flag it now. It's like a Formula 1 style finish. It's always race 2 in Saudi Arabia. That's the more crazy one. That's when everything explodes. Ed is laughing
and
now.
I'm missing that. And I'm missing that one.
Yeah, Ed's laughing now. 1:11.647 as it comes through. Yeah, race 2 tomorrow is going to be the interesting one. Verline's 1 minute left, but he's stuck behind Gunther. The gap between them is 0.8 of a second. Literally, you can see the driver tracker. Tictum's out front. Cassidy's in a battle with third. I don't know.
Oh, God, Ed.
I was on about the
attack mode.
Cassidy.
Attack mode for Cassidy. He's taking it.
And he got out ahead of Bird. That was crucial coming into the braking zone.
That was beautiful.
So Bird, and look, Jaguar approved. James Barkley clapping. Jaguar working together as teammates. Now, is Cassidy going to repass Evans for 6 minutes, or is Evans? Cassidy's going to let go?
That's what he's going to do. Like the team radio said, he's going to hold Bird up and make sure Evans gets the podium, like they said in the team radio like 10 minutes ago.
So it repeats. Cassidy got podium in Mexico. Evans will get podium in race 2 in Diriyah. So they're going to have to close in once again. There's Dennis, 3.723 quicker. Wow. Dennis had done what he did last year in the Porsche powertrain Andretti and just take off at the front. He did it a couple of times last year. Nobody can catch him.
Train.
Bird Radio, yeah, that's the other down from Tit.
That's a challenge coming to an end here for Bird.
That's from
Yeah,
Sete
we're still
Camera
P5. This is still really, really
know.
good. Let's just stay with them, nice and cool.
Bird's being told stay calm and stay with it. The podium's still there. Yeah, where's that gap? Sete Camera to Jeruvala. So 9 to 20.
So everyone apart from Tictum at the moment, but
Look at that. Dennis just going for an afternoon drive. And that's Vern under pressure of now. Hang on, Vern's backed up. Vern's lost a second on that last lap alone. And now he's Evans, Cassidy and Berner right there. So the battle for second is on. Vern is having to save a huge amount of energy. Oh, and Dennis is fastest 6-1.
I think, has Jake Dennis got enough energy to get to the end of the race?
I think so, yeah. He's fastest sectors 1 and 2 now, Dennis. He wants maximum points. Here's Bird.
This season it has not been one to remember so
We're
far.
catching Jev, big time catching Jev. I don't know whether he's got an issue, but Jev's really slow.
Yeah, Bird confirming what I'm saying, but Vern is really, really slow. And Evans, who was struggling with energy early on in the race, is now right back on him, and he's literally drifting coming out of turn 17, down towards turn 18, across the start line. Is he going to go for a move? Vern looking at his mirrors, goes defensive. Evans not going to try and move at this time, but he's super close behind John Owick. And now Cassidy holding up Bird, but Bird's going for it. Cassidy's going to catch him out here. Vern is now playing the 4D chess. No added laps. It will be a 37-lap race. Well, this is getting exciting.
When was the last time we saw that at Formula E?
I think Monaco? I don't think we had any added laps in Monaco last year. So round 6 last year.
Wait, no, safety cars at Monaco in Formula E. That's news to me.
Yeah, I can't remember one. I know Ed Hunter might remember in the chat. So I think that was the last time we saw it, because ever since then we had the 2 in Rome with safety cars, and then we had.
Ed said they did, like we did in Monaco.
Oh, so it's probably more. But look at that, Vern's really slow. Sorry to get across ourselves, but coming out of turn 14, Vern is really, really slow.
Uh-oh, Gunther and Ticton crashed.
Oh, that was in Monaco. So that was
in Monaco.
Yeah, that's when it happened. Yeah, I had to double check the timing screens there. Right, Evans.
Yeah, I got a bit confused, but anyway, Dennis Radio.
Copy that, mate. Plenty of fighting behind, but yeah, fastest lap. You have fastest lap.
He does, 1:11.568. So Dennis has got the bonus point as well for fastest lap. That's going to be 26 in the bag for Dennis after only 9th place in Mexico City. Cross the line comes Vern. 2 laps to go, and there is Evans is on for it on the inside of turn 1. Vern has to defend. Evans losing the rear. Cassidy's coming through. Bird's there too.
Can we have a Jaguar 2-3 maybe as well?
Yeah.
It seems to me that my pick a winner at the moment, like last week, my pick a winner was P2. This week, my pick a winner, P2 we're going to be P2 at the moment if he overtakes Vern.
London race 2 was the last race with no added laps. I thought we did have one because of the red flags, but maybe you're right. Oh!
No, that was race 1, Josh.
Right, yeah, that was it.
That was race 1 where we had the red flags and all that.
This is Dennis going to take the last lap, and he has led since lap 8 of this race. And now we're seeing Evans. He's going to have to go down towards turn 18. Vern's going to have to go defensive. Bird's going to have to attack on Cassidy as well. That's not over yet. Vern has just got something down the straights. Maybe he was saving energy. He's got enough to end into the race now. So Vern is good to push. Last lap the call. Dennis, another fastest lap, a 1:11.399. You can save it, Jake. You can save it. You don't have to push. You've already got it. He's 10 seconds ahead of Vern.
10. Wow. That's because Vern's struggling and he's holding up Mitch Evans and Nick Cassidy.
Oh, look at this. Andretti can sense it.
They're calm. They're calm.
36, about to come 37. Mortara's got 30 seconds of energy left, so is Cassidy. Bird might still have an attack on the run down to turn 18. It's not over yet. I'd like to see the battle for second and third, which is very juicy in the middle section. I love that Jake Dennis is going to win again, but this is it because Evans is closing up on Vern. Vern is literally like he's run out of energy. It's like being on a dodge jump and you've run out of power from the chicken fence wire above you. Evans is going to have the attack. Dennis comes out of the last corner. He's going to take victory in Duria. But it's Vern and Evans going to make the battle between them, coming down towards the line. Evans on the inside line. They're going to make contact. Evans takes second. Vern goes wide. Dennis wins in Duria. But who takes second? Evans goes off. Bird's going to be on the podium. It's Vern second. Cassidy's going to be third. Bird fourth. Evans jumps to fifth. It's all blown into the last corner. Vern second. Cassidy third. Bird fourth. Evans second to fifth. Nato sixth. Gunther Verline across the line. But it's Dennis who delights in domination with Durio Race 1 victory. Jake Dennis bounces back and wins.
It is Jake Dennis who takes his first win of the season.
Get in. Woohoo! Yeah, boy. Oh, double figure win. First time for me. Yes!
His first win in Duria.
10 wins across the board now for Jake Dennis. Here's Caroons.
A fantastic masterclass there. A win by over 13 seconds.
I mean, yeah, I didn't expect that going into the race. Absolutely incredible job by the boys. The strategy, getting the overcut and getting the job done. 13-second win, double figures for me, and yeah, so happy after a difficult Mexico. But yeah, world champions back.
Well done.
Sean, what do I...
Amazing job. Amazing job from Jake Dennis there.
Fantastic atmosphere down in Andretti Global. Their first win of a rebranded Andretti. Used to be Andretti Autosport, now it's Andretti Global to come into it as well. And it is Jake Dennis who dominates race 1 in Duria. Brilliant win from the world champion. Vern second. And I love, we could have gone side by side there. That was a picture where we should have been side by side. Seeing Dennis cross the line and the move with Evans, but we got it just right because Evans threw it up the inside of Vern, lost down the braking. It was a do or die, and he ended up 5th off the podium. Cassidy, though, 2nd podium in a row, Jess. 2/3.
And you know what that means? Cassidy is leading the championship.
Oh, God, you're right, yeah. 16 to 32. Here it is again.
Yeah, Ed points that in the chat.
Oh, now so Cassidy, despite saying I'll give the podium to my teammate, he now leads the World Championship, leaving race 2. Oh, and TNT go to a break immediately.
Typical, eh?
So after saying he'll give the race win away, he's just ended up with the championship lead accidentally. Nick Cassidy, who in the second half of last year was a dominating force, has now been put in the position once again of unexpectedly leading the Formula E World Championship. That's what Formula E is. Who says Formula E was boring? Mexico may have been a bit of a dull one, but Saudi Arabia, that was a very close, very exciting race. But brilliant from Jake Dennis. They just can't let him get out ahead. If Dennis didn't escape at the front, it would have been a very, very interesting end to the EPrix. Oh, right. Josh T, what did you make of that?
It was a good race. Some banging and a bit of debris coming off of multiple cars. Unfortunate for Fenestrad, but we will have to see if he is able to get back out tomorrow, which I expect he will. Of course, we've got one more practice, one more qualifying, and one more race tomorrow as well.
I'll tell you one thing, if it's the same tomorrow, I don't think I'll last another 24 hours covering it. I'm getting 12 hours of sleep this evening, going to bed at 9, waking up at 9 as well. So that's going to be my bedtime routine. I don't think it's going to... I'm going some tea now after this, because I think I'm going to need to calm down after that race as well. So it's a Duria delight for Jake Dennis. He wins race number 1 here in Saudi. So as the ad breaks go on across the board, we will return to the world feed with TNT Sports and rejoin Tom Brooks and Dario Franchitti with Karun Chandnok for the podium interviews here from Saudi Arabia.
So Jake Dennis it is who takes the spoils for the 2024 Diriyah EPrix in commanding fashion as well. 2 podiums in 2 races here for Nick Cassidy, also in the Jaguar. He'll be absolutely delighted with the start to his season, Dario.
Yeah, absolutely right. That I'm not sure he was expecting that. But you know, I think Nick Cassidy calling the strategy from the cockpit was something quite special.
It's amazing, isn't
decent
it?
Podium, isn't it?
Beautiful. Bring the cars up onto the stage. And Jake Dennis making his way in front of the crowd here in Diriyah and holds the #1 board aloft as well, and rightly deserved.
Look at the helmet lighting up under the lights. We didn't see that during the daytime. Saw the design, but not the full effect of it.
Yeah, special design for him here this weekend, going green for Saudi. Great podium also for Jean-Eric Vergne in the DS Penske. He'll be pretty delighted. That was his first podium finish since Berlin 10 races ago. Finishing in 2nd place, it was almost 3rd position as the drivers go in to weigh themselves after the conclusion of a frenetic Diriyah EPrix.
See the drivers getting weighed, make sure all the numbers match up. Look how tall Jake Dennis is for that driver.
I was talking to him, sorry to interrupt there, Dario. I talked to him actually after Mexico. He's about 84 kilos there and thereabouts. He's 10 kilos heavier than some of the other drivers.
Well, he's 20 plus heavier than Nick de Vries. Nick was talking about his weight this morning because he hasn't been feeling very well.
That's true. Well, I mean, to be fair, Nick de Vries is knee-high to grass on the best of days. Well, there is Nick Cassidy, quite supreme strategy calling from him and the Jaguar team. Working really nicely. Mitch Evans, he'll be disappointed to have lost out on that 4th place at the end.
Yeah, well, absolutely right. But I think the trust level between teammates will have increased a lot during that race. Just seeing that, Nick did what he said he'll do, and Mitch, same thing. So that I think we'll see the Jaguar boys working a bit closer together now that they think they can trust each other.
And it can't be overstated just how important that synergy is between teammates, especially at this early stage of the season.
Yeah, no, absolutely right. You've got to build those trust relationships, and I was very fortunate to have some strong teammates who you could rely on. A couple that you couldn't, but mostly I was very lucky that you could rely on them, and it's super important to drive the team forward.
Absolutely right. In terms of the Drivers' Championship as well, Pascal Wehrlein, 32 points, Nick Cassidy, 31 points, Jake Dennis, after taking the win, 28 points on the board there, in 4th place. 4 points separating the top 4 drivers. Amazingly close at this early stage of the season. Of course, we get to do it all again tomorrow as well. Well then, let's go down and chat to the winner of the Diriyah EPrix, Jake Dennis, after a commanding win here in the desert.
Jake Dennis for Andretti, huge congratulations. Your first win of season 10. 13 seconds ahead of the rest of the pack. Phenomenal.
Yeah, I know. I can only obviously thank these guys down here so much. We've had a difficult start to the season, turned it around and come back and got my biggest win in Formula E, and yeah, it can't be far off the best, but what a race, incredible strategy, and then yeah, the last sort of 8 or 9 laps I could really give it everything and yeah, create a 13-second lead, and these days don't come very often, and yeah, I get to share it with these guys tonight and try and do it again tomorrow.
I mean, it just seemed that you took your attack mode at exactly the right time, and then you didn't really look back.
Yeah, there was a little debate between me and the team on when we should take it, but ultimately we got it right, and yeah, that was the main thing. It's obviously so difficult to overtake here. Mitch obviously tried to do a do-or-die move, and thankfully that sort of got dust on his tyres, and the next sort of 3 or 4 laps he degraded quite quickly, and that allowed me to get away and yeah, have an easy ride in. But yeah, what an enjoyment, racing here in Saudi under the nights. And just enjoying every lap. It was so much fun. The track really started to grip up at the end, and we could actually push the cars pretty hard.
Phenomenal performance, reminding everyone that you are a reigning champion. Jake Dennis.
Jake Dennis, the reigning champion, taking his first victory of the season. brilliant job from him. And you can see here the race from Sergio Sette Camara's perspective as well, and some of the incidents that we saw for Mitch Evans as he got a bit over-exuberant into turn 18. Great job, though, for Jake Dennis as he took that win in commanding style, 13.3 seconds ahead of Jean-Eric Verne. He'll be absolutely delighted with that. Jean-Eric Verne, of course, he was second best, but only by a whisker. Let's go down to Nicky and catch up with him after the Diriyah EPrix.
Jean-Eric Verne, huge congratulations, finishing in P2 in today's race. But just talk us through, I mean, it looked like you and Mitch were really battling most of that race.
Yeah, I mean, you know, usually starting on pole, you want to win the race, and any other place is a disappointment. But today, I say, you know, I'm very happy with the second place because the pace we had in the race was clearly not the one that Jake shown, you know, with his car. And you know, well done to him. He's been flying during the race. So yeah, that's honestly the best I could have done today. You know, looking back last year, where I was out of the points, you know, in both races here in Riyadh, I think we made a huge step forward, and yeah, I'm very happy that the work is paying off. We are catching up. We're not quite there yet, but you know, we're going to be there, and hopefully in some races we'll have everything to beat them. But you know, right now I'm very happy with the second place, and you know, get the points in the championship, improve still a little bit of things on the cars, and yeah, maybe fight for more wins later on.
Excellent. Well, it's great to see that this is a huge turning point for you in season 10. Jean-Eric Verne.
Jean-Eric Verne, second place for the DS Penske team. This is how his race unravelled. Pole position, of course, as he led away from the lights. So just Sette Camara got his elbows out down in towards that second corner. Banzai move from the ERT driver. I wondered whether it was one that was going to pay off. You can see here, though, how Dennis got himself into the lead. This was when the Jag of Mitch Evans took his attack mode. There was a bit of hip and shoulder between Jev and Evans. Jev eventually was able to get ahead following a bit more contact into turn 18, much to the delight of Oliver Turvey. Second place it is for him with the checkered flag. Let's catch up with Nick Cassidy, though. A second podium in succession.
Nick Cassidy, your second podium this season already for new team Jaguar TCS. Congratulations. But just talk us through some of the conversation that was going on the radio during that race.
Yeah, well, firstly, hello to everyone in Saudi Arabia. This is really, really cool, and it's awesome to see an event like this for Formula E, I must say. From my side, I'm really lucky I had a really fast car today. My team were amazing. I made a bit of a wrong choice in qualifying, but with how they support us in the race and in qualifying was really mega, so this one's for them.
It felt like there was a lot of strategy chats going on during the course of the race. Do you think you got your voice heard?
We were actually having some radio issues, so I wasn't sure if I was being heard or not, but the communication to me was super clear, so yeah, they did a great job.
All right, thank you very much. Congratulations. Nick Cassidy.
Great job from Nick Cassidy, a second podium in succession, 2 third-place finishes to start off season 10 for the Jaguar driver. Just 1 point separates him and Pascal Wehrlein at the top of the championship standings. This is how his race unfolded. Started the race a little bit further down than he would have liked in 7th place, but eventually came through to that 3rd place podium, despite actually making a bit of contact and losing a chunk of his front wing. This is Mitch Evans, who was making a move on his teammate. The two Jaguars eventually deciding that they were going to work together in the closing stages. There's been a needle for a little while on team radio, but all's well that ends well.
Absolutely, all's well that ends well. Here we go then for the podium ceremony as we get ready to get going. I'm delighted to hear in the background Alexa Rendell, who is doing the voiceover on the podium this season. She's been doing it for years, and now she's our host on ABB FIA Formula E's pre- and post-race wrap-up shows on the channel on Formula E. And it's always nice to hear her. She's working alongside Saunders, isn't she, at the moment? So it's nice to see her doing more stuff. She's been Formula 1, Formula E, now World Endurance Championship as well. And that's her voice in the background, just to let you know. Cassidy finishes in 3rd place for Jaguar. He may not have gone to plan, but he's now our championship leader, Jess, which I find hilarious. Again, thrown into it accidentally.
Well deserved. Consistency is key in Formula 1. He's definitely proven that. But Jake Dennis's win is, I think, going to help with that. And John-Eric Verne, I was surprised that he was happy with P2. I'm guessing it's because he was struggling at the end.
I think we're going to see him take another victory tomorrow. He was P1 in the qualifying. It doesn't stop him doing that again tomorrow. Jake Dennis, though, with the fastest time of the weekend so far, 1:11.399. That was the finish time here for the race. But it is the perfect 10 for Jake Dennis. He is victorious in ABB FIA Formula E's 10th season. Adam says, my Formula E picker to win the championship is in 1st. Adam's picker winner for the world title is Jake Dennis to defend it. He's done it again. Jake Dennis wins. And we will hear once again the British national anthem for Jake Dennis and the American national anthem for Andretti. This great partnership which last year gave them the world and the team's championships. Can they do the same here this season? It was misery in Mexico. It's delight in Diriyah. And we will hear the national anthem of Great Britain.
And now, the national anthem of the winning driver from Great Britain.
God save the king for Jake
God save
Dennis.
the king.
Oh, great. Now even Tom is saying the same thing as me. That wasn't planned. Okay, now the American national anthem for Andretti. I'm going to just leave it to Alexa and Tom. Formula E once again dominated by the Stars and Stripes and the Union flag. A fantastic opening domination race from Andretti and Jake Dennis here in Diriyah. Race 2 tomorrow will provide us with even more excitement. It always is chaotic when we go double racing in Diriyah. Time for the trophies then. Andretti gets the Constructors' Trophy. Up it goes in the air. Another victory for Andretti. Coming through, 3rd place will then come to Nick Cassidy. Out on the circuit in 3rd. Sounds like Alexa's been replaced now by a local. Yeah. As they come through, there we go. Cassidy finishes in 3rd position. Just give them the bloody trophy. Don't go to the others. Just give the driver the trophy. Sometimes I hate the podiums in motorsport because political people use it as a political boost to get photos with the right people. It's why I think podium ceremonies should be done by normal people, normal everyday people who present the trophies. The fans of the motorsport. That's what it's about. Not political atmosphere, not money. This is a podium for the drivers. It should be done by the fans who love the sport, not people looking to make a political buck out of it. Saying that, I've heard he's rumoured to be giving one of the trophies at the British Grand Prix. I'm not happy. I don't think anybody else will be as well, because it runs out...
Oh, no, it's not who I think it is it?
Let's see, it's running up to a general election.
Yes.
I'll give you one guess.
Yeah,
I've heard.
I know. Most people in Britain will know. I'm not going to say it on air.
Yeah, but yeah. Jake Dennis gets the winner's trophy. He gets his championship back on track after the disaster in Mexico, where he finished P9 after a bad qualifying. He's P1 today. It's champagne time. The non-alcoholic champagne here in Saudi Arabia gets sprayed. No mud, the champagne. But the first race here in Diriyah is done. Race 2 of the season is complete. It's Nick Cassidy who is the consistent one. He has the championship lead, 16 points apiece. Gives him a total of 31 points on the board. 16 for race 1, 15 here today, 31 in total. The fireworks go off in Diriyah, but the work is far from done. Same time, same place tomorrow. 10 a.m. GMT for qualifying, 10 a.m. GMT for practice, 12 p.m. as well for the qualifying, and then back here at 4:30 for the build-up to the race. Lights out 5. We'll be off air slightly earlier tomorrow as we get ready for our coverage of the Rolex 24 from Daytona, which will kick off at 6:30. Our coverage tomorrow. The entire 24 hours will be broadcast here on YouTube and Twitch. We cannot wait for that. It's going to be very chaotic, especially for me as doing both Formula E and Diriyah. But loads of guests joining us in Diriyah, including some people you may not have seen before, some people you have seen before, and some people you've definitely seen before on actual professional TV broadcasts are going to be making an appearance in the Combox as well here in Diriyah. But closing out thoughts here, let's just confirm the race results to you here from Saudi Arabia race number 1. It's Jake Dennis who takes victory from Jean-Eric Vergne in second. Nick Cassidy is third. Sam Bird fourth. Mitch Evans rounds out the top 5 after was second, but then fell back at the last stage of the race in the literally the last corner. Norman Nato holds off for 6th. Max Gunther is 7th. Pascal Wehrlein 8th, only moving up 1 place from where he qualified. Then it was Sete Kamara in 9th and Robin Friends in 10th. Great job, I think, from Sete Kamara to get a world championship point as well after a difficult pre-season testing. Friends does keep Envisions in points, just to let you know out there as well. Going out there for Blader Dragon Sonic. Going down, Boemi, he finished 12th. Hughes is 11th. Roland 13th. Van Dorn 14th. Mortara 15th, 16th for Da Costa, 17th is De Vries, 18th Muller, 19th de Grassi, 20th Druvela, Ticktum 21st, 1 minute and 4 seconds behind, and out of the race with suspension damage in the end, meaning as well they just parked it, Sasha Fenestraz as well. Jess, what was your thoughts? Sorry about that. Jess, what was your thoughts on that race then here in Diriyah?
I really enjoyed it. No safety cars. It was just pure strategy, and Dennis dominated. That's all I could say, really.
We'll grab Josh T up to the box as well now and swap him around. Hello, Josh. You were there in the pits. What did you make of that race?
Yeah, it was a good race. A little bit chaotic at times, as I said a little bit earlier on. But there was some calm. Disappointing for Sasha Fenestraz as well. I expect him to be out tomorrow morning for practice 3, and that was for suspension damage. He came out a little bit after, but then he had to go back into the pit and retire. But it's a big weekend and looking forward to it.
Josh T will be with me in the box tomorrow for the race. Thank you very much, Josh. And we'll... Oh, hang on. Where has Jess gone? I can't get it back on the screen now. Here we go. Hello, Jess. Right, Jess, you're not with us tomorrow because you've got other racing commitments, of course, and you're parts of around the world in esports, of course. We must mention congratulations on becoming part of the Red Bull Esports Driver Academy. You got to go to the factory. How was that? I was very jealous. Oh, we can't hear you.
Oh, again, that was very good. I really enjoyed it. I should be having my first coaching session online soon as well, which should be exciting. It's the 4th round of the Creator Series F2 cards tomorrow. That's why I won't be here. And then I'm commentating the F1 stuff straight after. Yeah, let's not forget, Jess is actually racing in the F2 Series tomorrow as well at the same time that this race is on. So good luck, Jess, in that. I did watch race 1 back in China. Thought you did brilliantly. You got points, didn't you, in race 2? Yeah, I got points in the feature in all 3 features so far. Fantastic. I haven't got any in the sprint so far. Nobody cares about the sprint. It's all about the feature race. That's the big one. Okay, my thanks to you, Jess. My thanks to Josh T down in the pit lane as well. That's race 2 completed then. We'll be back for race 3 tomorrow here in Saudi Arabia. Same times, and they're all on the YouTube chat as well. Don't forget to join us for our coverage of the Rolex 24 Hours. All that is on the YouTube channel. And if you're watching us on Twitch as well, just hit the follow button and turn on the notification bell on all of it, and you'll get informed of when we go green. We will see you all tomorrow then. My thanks to Jess for stepping in today, and my thanks to Josh T in the pits. We'll see him tomorrow in the comments box. What a race. Dennis dominates Indiria after a miserable Mexico. We'll see you tomorrow for more action and 24-hour coverage of the Rolex 24. See ya. Bye-bye.